Why did the CEO get a window office? Because he needed to see exactly where his money was flying away to. Welcome to the mysterious life of CEOs. Now, we all have this alluring image of the CEO lifestyle, don't we? They're the modern-day royalty, living in opulent penthouses, flying around in private jets, and having a grand old time while their bank accounts multiply. It's a life of champagne wishes and caviar dreams, where the only thing they need to lift is their gold-plated coffee cup. But let's pop that champagne bubble for a moment, shall we? The reality is, being a CEO is not all about lounging in a corner office and watching the money roll in. In fact, that's far from the truth. Behind the scenes, a CEO's life is a whirlwind of meetings, decisions, and responsibilities. Imagine being the captain of a ship, navigating through a storm. That's what being a CEO feels like. They hold the helm, guiding the company through the volatile seas of the business world. They're the ones who set the course, weather the storm, and lead their team to success. And let's not forget, CEOs don't just magically appear out of thin air. They've climbed the corporate ladder, step by grueling step. They've faced challenges, overcome obstacles, and earned their place at the top. And while their bank accounts might be larger than ours, they've worked hard to get there. So if you're picturing CEOs as fat cats, lounging in their plush offices and counting their millions, think again. They're more like the conductor of an orchestra, working tirelessly to ensure that every section is in harmony. While we might be envious of the CEO lifestyle, it's important to remember that it's not all glitz and glamour. It's a job that demands dedication, hard work, and a whole lot of patience. So if they're not sipping champagne in their private jets all day, what exactly are they doing? Stick around to find out. Ever wondered how many zeros are in a CEO's paycheck? Well, let's just say they need a magnifying glass to read it. Now, we all know CEOs make a lot of money, but the figures can be downright dizzying. For example, the CEO of a well-known tech giant, let's call him Mr. Techie, raked in a whopping $280 million last year. If we break it down, that's roughly $765,000 a day. Yes, you heard that right, a day. That's more than some of us earn in a lifetime. Then there's Miss Fancy Finance, the head honcho at a top investment firm. Last year, she pocketed a cool $300 million. To put that in perspective, she could buy a swanky mansion in Beverly Hills every week and still have change left over for a private jet. The average worker at her firm, on the other hand, would have to work for about 6,000 years to accumulate that kind of wealth. And let's not even get started on the intern's salary. And how about Mr. Retail Ruler, the kingpin of a global retail empire? His annual paycheck is a mind-boggling $400 million. He could buy a small island country with that kind of money. Meanwhile, the average store employee at his company would have to work for about 10,000 years to earn the same amount. Talk about climbing the corporate ladder. These figures are not just numbers. They're a testament to the staggering wealth disparity in our society. Now, don't get us wrong. We're not here to vilify CEOs. After all, they do play a crucial role in steering their companies towards growth and success. But it does beg the question, what exactly do they do to justify these astronomical paychecks? So, now that we've established they're not just rich, they're crazy rich, let's delve into what they do to earn these bucks. So, what do CEOs do, other than making us all feel bad about our bank accounts? Well, it's not all private jets and champagne brunches. Even though we might imagine them kicking back in their corner offices, feet propped up on mahogany desks, and casually making million-dollar decisions, the reality is a little less glamorous. Imagine being the one who has to wake up every day and carry the weight of an entire organization on their shoulders. CEOs are not just responsible for the overall success of their companies, but also for the livelihoods of their employees. They're the ones who have to make the tough calls, knowing that their decisions could directly impact hundreds, if not thousands, of lives. But surely they have people for that, you might wonder. Yes, they do have teams of professionals to handle the nitty-gritty, but at the end of the day, the buck stops with them. They're the ones who have to face the music if things go south, and let's not even get started on the endless meetings they have to sit through. And then there's the paperwork. Oh, the paperwork. You'd think in this digital age we'd have figured out a way to eliminate it, but no, it's still there, lurking in the corner of every CEO's office. Financial reports, legal documents, strategy plans, it's enough to make anyone's head spin. But perhaps the most daunting part of a CEO's job is dealing with uncertainty. In business, as in life, nothing is guaranteed. CEOs have to constantly navigate through uncharted waters, making decisions based on incomplete information and unpredictable market trends. So yes, they may have the fancy cars and the corner offices, but they also have the sleepless nights and the stress that comes with the territory. It's a high-stakes game, and they're the ones rolling the dice. So they're not just professional money hoarders, they actually do some work. Let's dive deeper into their daily grind. If you thought your day was packed, wait till you hear about a CEO's schedule. Picture this. You're up at the crack of dawn, not to catch the early worm, but to catch up on emails and reports that have piled up overnight. Yes, while we snooze and hit the snooze button, CEOs are already deep into their workday. Then comes the marathon of meetings. It's like running a relay race, except you're the only one on the team. Strategy sessions, board meetings, investor relations, operational reviews. It's a never-ending conveyor belt of faces and voices. And you thought your Monday morning team huddle was intense. But wait, there's more. Decision-making is a CEO's bread and butter. It's like being the captain of a ship during a storm. You need to make the right call, or else you risk the whole ship sinking. And these aren't your everyday decisions like whether to have a caramel latte or a mocha frappuccino. We're talking about decisions that influence the company's direction, its employees, shareholders, and often the industry at large. Strategic planning is another big part of a CEO's day. It's like playing a game of chess with the company as the chessboard. Each move must be calculated, each strategy considered from every angle. It's not just about surviving today, but about thriving tomorrow, next month, next year. And just when you think their day is over, it's time for networking events, charity galas, or a quiet dinner with potential investors. It's like being on a first date, except the future of your company is on the line instead of just your love life. Let's not forget the constant pressure, the weight of responsibility, and the eyes of the world watching every move. It's like being on a roller coaster ride, except the ride never really ends. And you thought your boss was harsh for making you do overtime. So, you still want to be a CEO? Welcome to the rat race. Just imagine you're a hamster. You're cute, you're fluffy, and you're stuck on a wheel. That wheel, my friends, is the corporate world, and you're running for dear life. You're the CEO, the big cheese, the head honcho. And let's not forget the person everyone loves to blame when things go sideways. Now let's add a dash of irony. You're running on this wheel faster and faster, but you're not really going anywhere. Feels a bit like a cruel joke, doesn't it? But hey, at least you're getting a great cardio workout. The irony of the rat race is that no matter how fast you run, there's always another corner office to covet, another deal to close, another goal to chase. And let's not even get started on the shareholders who always want more. More profits, more dividends, more. There's no finish line, no victory lap, just an endless cycle of chasing your tail. But wait, there's more. As a CEO, you're expected to be a visionary, a strategist, a decision maker, and a problem solver, all while keeping a smile on your face and exuding an aura of unshakable confidence. No pressure, right? And then there's the constant scrutiny. Every decision you make is under a microscope. Make the right call, and you're a genius. Make the wrong one, and you're a fool. It's like a never-ending game of chess, where every move could be your last. Yet amidst all this chaos and pressure, there's a certain exhilaration. A thrill that comes from steering the ship, from making the tough calls, from proving the naysayers wrong. It's a high-stakes game, and the adrenaline rush is real. So, you still want to be a CEO? Well, strap on your running shoes and prepare to join the rat race. But remember, it's not about how fast you run or how far you go. It's about enjoying the journey, the ups and downs, the twists and turns. And there you have it, folks. The glamorous life of a CEO isn't all it's cracked up to be. So, we've established that CEOs do more than just light cigars with $100 bills. But what's the big picture? Well, it's not as simple as just counting cash and laughing all the way to the bank. In the grand scheme of things, the role of a CEO is instrumental in a company's success. They're like the conductor of a grand orchestra, ensuring every section plays in harmony. Sure, they might not be playing the violin themselves, but without them, you'd have the violins playing Beethoven while the cellos are stuck on Mozart. Now imagine trying to conduct this orchestra while also juggling flaming torches, because that's essentially what managing a company looks like. They're constantly making decisions that could either lead to a standing ovation or a symphony of disaster. And all this while trying to keep the stakeholders happy, the employees motivated, and the competitors at bay. No pressure, right? Yet there's a peculiar irony here. The CEO's job is filled with stress, sleepless nights, and never-ending meetings. But at the end of the day, they're the ones driving the shiny sports cars and vacationing on private islands. It's quite the dichotomy, isn't it? The amount of work they do might not always seem proportionate to the hefty paycheck they receive. But then again, who wouldn't want to be paid a fortune for making decisions and delegating work? Jokes aside, it's important to remember that a CEO's success isn't just measured by the size of their bank account. It's also about the impact they have on their company, their employees, and the industry as a whole. They're the ones steering the ship, and without them, well, we'd all be lost at sea. So the next time you see a CEO, remember, they're just like us, but with a few more zeros in their bank account, a few more hairs lost, and a lot more stories to tell. So folks, that's the lowdown on what CEOs do all day. Spoiler alert, it's not just swimming in money. We've peeled back the curtain on the mysterious lives of these corporate titans, revealing a reality that's more daily grind than Scrooge McDuck-style money dive. From the shockingly early morning alarms to the relentless onslaught of meetings, the life of a CEO isn't all caviar dreams and champagne wishes. We've seen how the golden question, what do CEOs actually do, isn't so easily answered, and how the rat race, while it might look different at the top, is still very much a race. And those money bags, well, they're not just filled overnight. CEOs might take home the big bucks, but they're also carrying the weight of entire companies on their shoulders. So next time you're daydreaming about that corner office, remember, all that glitters is not gold. Remember to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more insights into the mysterious lives of the rich and famous.